Dragon Ball Super Chapter 84 has to be one of the most hardest hitting and action-packed chapters of Dragon Ball Super ever. Stay tuned to find out why. Hello everyone, my name is ScoobyDrue, and as always, it is nice to see you. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a like below, as it really helps out the channel a lot. Thank you. If you missed the last chapter or would like a refresh, go check out the Chapter 83 review on the channel, and if not, let's get stuck into this brand spanking new installment of Dragon Ball Super, Chapter 84, A People's Pride. Chapter 84 kicks off immediately from the end of the message. We hear the scouter audio drops out and it says the audio data ends here. This leaves our heroes completely baffled. They just took on so much information, they kind of don't know what to process first. We still have Granola out for the count in the back, which I think might come into play later in the story, but for now we'll focus on this chapter. Now, that's the opening page, and already we've got so many different things to look into here. So let's begin with what Goku goes into. Monato starts the conversation by saying Bardock left this planet as soon as he was on his feet again, and only his scouter was left behind. At this point, you can see Goku sweating and going back to his own memories. He's just unlocked memories that he never realized he even had. We see him waking up in the incubator. We're seeing a beaten and battered and bruised Bardock returning from the fight. Gine is there to look after him and heal, and he instantly goes to Goku. Gine looks pretty happy to see him kind of bonding with Goku in this pod, or should we say Kakarot at this point. Goku is in and out of sleep, and everything seems to be returning back to normal. We can see Bardock's on his way out, going somewhere, and then we also get a little snippet of Raditz in this top panel here with Gine, which is kind of cool. We then see Gine socializing, doing your general groceries and jobs, and it turns to night and she's asleep. So you can see she does a lot whilst Bardock is away. She's literally doing, she's calling the shots. She's the boss at home, right? That's probably the case with her. Goku next wakes up to see Bardock, and we go straight through to the Dragon Ball Minus era. Here we can see Bardock and Gine removing Goku from the incubator, stuffing him into a Saiyan pod, and sending him on his way. Now, we all know that this is for the greater good, and it was something that needed to happen after Bardock's wish. I absolutely love this panel here where you can see him in the pod zooming out into space, and it fades from the grey to the black and into Goku's hair. It looks so nice. Now, back in the present day, Goku realizes something. He says, Vegeta, I feel like I finally understand what Saiyan Pride is about. Or rather, I remembered what it's about along with my dad's face. The thing is, I haven't had total faith in my power. And then Vegeta responds with, I've lost sight of it as well. My burden is not the sins of all Saiyans, but our people's pride. Now, a lot of people will be going, oh, Vegeta's pride, Vegeta's pride, Vegeta's pride. It's not the pride of himself, okay? It is the pride of the whole Saiyan race, something that Vegeta had been losing sight of for a long time, ever since mellowing out as a man more than a Saiyan with a family and all the rest of the stuff that goes off on Earth compared to how it used to be when he was a Saiyan. Goku never really had that faith and pride because of his memory being erased and having an entire childhood and life raised on Earth. This next panel starts with Vegeta getting back to his usual self and saying, why did it have to be your father of all people who helped me realize this? Goku instantly laughs about it, but Vegeta is really not happy about it. He continues with, and to think that you and Raditz survived when you were young because of a wish on the Dragon Balls. That's not fair. And Goku says, give me a break. He knows it's not his fault. We covered this in the summary chapters, but he knows it's not his fault. It was all down to Bardock, and he didn't really intend for it to have the huge impact that it actually did have. Vegeta continues by saying, wishing for you to thrive and all? Whoever heard of such pampered Saiyans? To which Goku responds, how about the way you pamper and spoil Braha? Vegeta immediately flips his lid and says, one has nothing to do with the other. He's not happy, but Goku's smirk on his face there, he knows he's hit a nerve, and he knows it's in jest. It continues with Monato coming back into the conversation saying, Bardock, what a funny way for your will to be passed down. A people's pride. isn't about atoning for the sins of the past, and it ain't about taking revenge. It's all about accepting your nature and sticking to your convictions. And that's true of any tribe out there. I think Minato saying this is really, really nice. We get one panel aiming at pride and the sins, which is aimed at Vegeta. And then we have one panel aimed at Granola, saying it's not about taking revenge. And then we have another one with Goku, saying it's all about accepting your nature and sticking to your convictions. The chapter continues with Minato saying, "Over here, you two. Let me patch you up a bit before Gas gets back." To which both Goku and Vegeta thank him, and then says, "But first, your clothes." And we immediately see Bardock's armor put on Goku and Vegeta. Now, I love this. This is like almost like a gi mark. This is like, you've just learned something. You have been taught. You are technically the pupils of Bardock at this very moment in time. And this is like a mark to say his word has become his teachings, and it's been passed down to both of these two Saiyans. But that said, Goku says, "Could I have my original outfit back?" And Minato says, "What, you don't want to dress how Bardock once did?" And Vegeta says, "I can't get used to this jacket." This is kind of symbolic. Both of these characters want their own thing, which is falling hand in hand with them wanting to go their own paths and their own ways. So it's kind of like saying, for a brief moment, even though Bardock wasn't their master or their teacher, they learned something and they know what they have to do now. We immediately cut to space and see Gas going full steam ahead all the way back to planet Cereal, screaming, "Found you!" As he lands, the earth shatters beneath him, a big gust of wind is blown from where he lands, and Goku and Vegeta immediately know that he is there. He slowly gets up from his superhero-esque pose, smashing to the ground, and looks on at the building containing all of our heroes. He stands there in front of them and says, "Get out here, Saiyans!" At which point, we can see Oil looking over at what's happening, and picks up his communicator and jumps on it immediately by saying, "Yo, Maki, Gas is back! He's at the hut!" To which Maki replies, "Ooh, sooner than we thought. What now, Alec?" Alec says, "Let's move the ship over that way, but only within view of the battle and not too close." Oil immediately runs over to Gas and says, "Hey there, brother, how are you feeling?" "I'm feeling like I just wasted too much time, but tell Alec that I'll be finished here shortly." Okay, good luck, he says, and disappears by saying, "We'll have a tasty meal waiting for you." You can see that Gas's face is very focused right now. He is standing, waiting for Vegeta and Goku to step out of the hut. Now, I absolutely love this shot. We see Goku and Vegeta emerging from the shadows, ready to face Gas. And we get this almost JoJo menacing-esque pose of both of our characters stood there, staring down at Gas, ready to fight. Gas starts the conversation by saying, "I assumed you would have run off by now." To which Goku replies, "It's you and your gang who need to leave." Gas responds with, "Leave? We plan to, as soon as I've slaughtered you two." Goku scoffs to this response and knows that both of them have to go all out, and this is where the Saiyan fun begins. Vegeta sparks up the next conversation by saying, "I want to defeat this one, even if it kills me. How about you?" And Goku says, "Well, I'm not letting you have all the fun." "Fine, we fight together then." This is awesome. We've got Goku and Vegeta actually teaming up. The last time we even had something remotely agreeable between these two was when they were facing off against Kid Buu. And even then, that was essentially a tag team match where one would tag the other in to get some energy back and continue. But here we can see both of them raising their ki and getting ready to fight. Gas responds confused and just says, "Huh?" He can't believe his eyes. He's got no idea that they're willing to put their life on the line and go all out in this fight. This is where it gets interesting. Goku says, I'll be the one to end this. And Vegeta says, not on my watch. And here we have one of the best looking panels in the entire Dragon Ball Super manga. A calm, collected, focused Goku in perfect Ultra Instinct, and the raging monster of primal fury of Vegeta using his Ultra Ego form, screaming at the top of his lungs. These two are the yin and yang right now. They are complete opposites on their own path to victory. We see this huge ki or energy surrounding both of our heroes, ready to fight Gas. Gas doesn't look too surprised, but I think he's more shocked that they've been able to recover, if anything else. From the Heater's spaceship, you can just see this little bubble that pops up. Yikes, which I'm assuming's Maki looking down and thinking, holy hell, what's going off? And you can see the pure energy blasting out from the area where they're about to start the fight. And these panels look absolutely amazing. Maki says, ooh, what sort of forms are they using now? And then Oil steps over going, that Goku guy is using super duper instincts. And Vegeta's got his massive ego boost thing, I think. I think it's absolutely hilarious that he calls it super duper instinct and massive ego boost. They are so funny. I wasn't expecting some kind of comedy thrown into the moment of like the tension that's going off right now. There's a lot of comedy just in those little lines. I know it's not coming from our main characters. That would be a complete curveball to what's going off for both of them. But on the sidelines, these guys they don't really know what to expect. And Maki says, like I give a crap about the names, I'm asking if they're strong or not. To which Oil responds, oh, yeah, for sure. Real strong. Alex stands in silence, looking on, calm and collected. And Gas says, you intend to face me together? Saiyans are as mindless as ever I see. You still fail to comprehend that such a strategy will not matter given the gulf between us. And Goku says, no, you're the one who doesn't get it. Oh? It's got nothing to do with our odds of victory. And then Vegeta pipes up in the conversation with, what drives us now is the sheer desire to win. And you immediately get this panel of them launching themselves, ready to fight with everything that they've got at Gas. We've got this amazing panel of Vegeta winding up a kick, Goku winding up a fist, ready to take this fight in their own ways. And here we have one of the best looking panels here. We've got Goku's fist being blocked by one arm, and we've got Vegeta's kick being blocked by the other. This is where it all kicks off. We get to see this fight from a couple of angles here, and it looks really nice, immediately clipping to both characters. And we see Vegeta's expression of pure rage, whilst Goku's calm mind is completely there on almost every panel in this chapter. You can see it. There is one small error, or well, there's two errors actually in this chapter, but one of them is that Toyotaru has actually apologized for this, but he forgot to put on Vegeta's earrings in quite a few panels. He apologized for it on the day before we got the English translated chapters, but you will notice that there is some errors there. No doubt when the proper volumes get released that will be corrected, and there's another one that I will point out in a bit. At this point, Gas says, yeah, about what I expected. He thinks that this is them at full power, and he's gauged everything that they're capable of. He's already becoming overconfident, which was one of his downfalls when he was fighting against Bardock. We can immediately see that Goku and Vegeta both spring off of him from that immediate block, and Goku's ready for the next attack. But Gas dodges it. Meanwhile, Vegeta is also going in with a fist and trying to punch him, but he dodges this as well. Goku is immediately following up on this opening and heading straight towards Gas, whilst Vegeta composes himself and he's ready to launch his next attack as well. We can see them both going straight in their own separate ways. Goku, calm still, focused on what he needs to be doing. Vegeta, over the top, complete rage, coming down with this absolute jackhammer of a fist, ready to smash Gas in the face. He looks up, sees it coming, and he is immediately out of there. He is very, very fast to get out of this. He's currently calm and collected as well, even though his overconfidence will be his downfall. I'm calling it now. Goku looks up and focuses immediately on his target, vanishes, goes in straight for some more damage. Vegeta, just getting angrier and angrier, turns around and focuses straight up at Gas. He skyrockets off the ground, and I mean, look at that panel. It almost looks like it looks like Torombo almost, the dragon. He blasts off at full speed to get back into the fight and starts immediately with a huge kick, but Gas is still blocking every move. You can see in the next bottom panels, we've got Goku's face is so calm and focused, and Vegeta's rage, you can see it pulsating through the veins in his forehead. He is giving it everything. By this point, you can kind of see Gas is being pressured. You can definitely see him being a little bit pressured. He's blocking still, but he's definitely starting to lose composure. Now, this next one, you can see Vegeta swings at him, and immediately, Gas pushes his fist back into his own face. He will have no idea that Vegeta getting more and more damaged is going to make him stronger and stronger thanks to Ultra Ego. He blasts him away and kicks Goku away, but again, you can see both of our heroes spring immediately out of the attack, ready to go again. They both go straight at Gas, and he's surprised. He's like, wait a minute, I just knocked these two back. They should be like starting to tire at least or something. And no, they're straight back on with the fight. And here's one thing that I want to point out. In these panels, you can see that same kind of energy glow around both characters that Bardock had in the flashback. You can see that they're both engulfed in exactly the same kind of aura around themselves, which wasn't there before. They both kick Gas back as he tries to block both attacks, but it's sending him back, and they're chasing after and after and after. And you can see this swirl of key trails as the fight moves onwards, and they're almost in sync with each other. One's going left, one's going right. They're not colliding. They're not interfering with each other. They've done this kind of thing before in the anime, and they clashed with each other. They had accidents. Like when they were training with Whis, they were not in sync with each other. This probably has something due to Vegeta being more in sync with himself after seeing the Yard Rats and things like that. There is a lot more on these characters. They are so much more battle-hardened and honed in than they ever have been before. The fight continues, them actually smashing him back, but Gas lands on his feet, ready to go again. But Vegeta and Goku are not holding up. They are chasing him down. They are not leaving him any time to breathe. They are pressuring him. Here we can see he finally goes on the offensive. He blasts them both back with this huge key attack, but immediately Goku and Vegeta evade it. They both see it coming and charge a Gallic Gun or a Gallic Ho and a Kamehameha and immediately blast it straight down at him. And you can see in Gas's face here, he is starting to get pressured. This is not a walk in the park for him, and damn right it shouldn't be. This is Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct actually uniting and coming together. This is incredible. Both attacks miss as Gas vanishes and reappears behind both Goku and Vegeta, and he materializes a huge mace and swings it at Goku and Vegeta. Now, it's hard to say if Vegeta intentionally took the damage. His form allows him to convert the more damage he takes into more raw strength. Goku, he's shocked. You can see the expression on his face. He's shocked that Vegeta got hit by it, even though he was able to dodge. Now, is it because of where he was standing, or was this intentional? Did Vegeta intend on being hit by this thing? Vegeta collapses to the floor, smashes into the ground, and Gas continues to swing this mace. But Goku's just dancing around it. He's got no chance of touching him. He even throws the mace away, getting angrier, and goes, "Why you?" and decides to just lunge this huge kick at Goku. And he redirects the entire thing to the ground and smashes Goku to bits. Now, this is a panel that we've seen far too often. Goku on the ground, foot on the chest, getting stomped on. He can't do anything whilst he's down there. He's screaming away, and Gas says, "Don't get cocky, you pathetic monkeys." You can see that rage is coming back. He's building up his rage just like he did against Bardock. He is getting pressured. Meanwhile, Vegeta has taken the initiative and he's built up this huge ki ball of Hakai energy. He screams, "Move aside, Kakarot!" Gas obviously hears him scream this and kind of gets distracted in the moment here. And then Vegeta says, "This is a God of Destruction move, one capable of erasing mere mortals. If you truly are the universe's strongest, then try standing up to this." He throws the Hakai energy ball straight at the pair of them. Goku instantly takes the initiative as well and uses instant transmission to get the hell away from that attack. Now, Gas, this is where he starts being even more cocky. He materializes a shield and just goes, "Observe as I deflect your worthless move." He is about to find out the hard way what the hell Vegeta's just thrown at him. Here we see the shield connect immediately with the giant Hakai energy blast, and you can see he's struggling. Vegeta is putting more and more power behind it as Gas tries to defend himself. But now, Goku's next to Vegeta, and they both put their energy behind it, and these panels look awesome. You can see in the distance Goku and Vegeta pushing this giant Hakai ball straight into Gas, and the shield is disintegrating. It is literally evaporating before his very eyes, and he can't do anything about it. And this is where he starts to summon more power. You will see veins popping out on his head in the final panel on this bottom left hand side, and he is getting angrier and angrier. He's having to summon more of this power that he's got within him. We know he's got another transformation coming. We know that from the past. But is that the transformation where he'll lose his mind and he won't have the upper hand anymore? Back on the ship, you can see Oil, Maki, and Alec watching, saying, "Is he gonna be okay?" Gas is losing ground to them. Maki is shocked and surprised by this, but Alec says they'd already used those transformations, right, Oil? And Oil says, "Yup, I saw both those forms when they were duking it out with Granola." So Alec says, then he's fine. The wish to make him the strongest came after that. To which Maki says, "Right, makes sense. He could still win this." And Alec continues by saying, "Relax. I assumed they might team up against him. As the strongest in the universe, Gas outclasses Granola." To which Maki says, "Oh yeah?" And Alec just responds, "Just watch." Now, this is the other error that I spotted, at least, in this manga, and it's that Alec's beard disappeared. I don't know if that's what he was referring to when he said "just watch" and he made his beard disappeared, but he should definitely have some kind of goatee thing going off. But anyway, back to the manga. Here we can see both of Goku and Vegeta absolutely giving it their all, pushing this giant Hakai energy blast straight into Gas. He is struggling. He's having to summon more and more of his power, and you can see that there is a bend starting to appear in the Hakai energy ball. He's actually pushing it back against both Goku and Vegeta. This could be trouble. You can see now that he is pushing this Hakai energy ball further and further away and closer to Goku and Vegeta, to which Goku says, "We're getting pushed back," and Vegeta just says, "Damn it, it's no use," and they're pushing and pushing, to which Vegeta, he does a really sneaky trick here. He leaves Goku with this giant Hakai energy blast to struggle on his own, and he even says, "Vegeta, come on!" He's like, "I can't push this on my own." And you can see, like, I'm not sure, but it looks like Goku's actually touching the energy ball. It looks like it's made its entire way to him. But this was all almost like a distraction for Vegeta to find an opening, and he flies immediately over the top of the attack to go and hit Gas. Now Gas is distracted from pushing the Hakai energy ball. He kicks Vegeta immediately in his stomach, and we see this face of Vegeta absolutely torn up, and he grabs his skull and starts plastering his stomach with rapid blows and punches him away. He gets smashed to bits, and he's on the ground, writhing around as Gas walks towards him and says, "What's wrong, Saiyan? Losing too much blood? Do you still think you can win?" And Vegeta smirks and responds, Why wouldn't I? And Gas says, save your prattle for the afterlife. He thinks he's got this in the bag. He has no idea how Ultra Ego works. Meanwhile, Goku is still struggling with his Hakai Energy Ball, and he looks over his shoulder and sees it getting closer and closer to the Cerulean City. He can't let this hit. He has to give everything and get rid of it now, and now is the best time whilst Gas is not pushing the ball back. He tries to catch his breath and immediately spots Vegeta and goes to help him out, screaming, Vegeta! Vegeta's standing up on his own 2 feet. You can see the blood coming out of his face. He's taking some serious damage. You can see here, he immediately punches Gas in the face, and that to me looks like that did some damage. He did not like that. Even Goku is surprised at what the hell he just did. You can see he knocks him straight back, lands on his ass, and he gets up saying, "You worm, what trick is this?" Vegeta still trying to catch his breath, whilst Gas is hounding him with questions saying, "How is your body still moving?" To which Vegeta says, "Damage is nothing but fuel for me," whilst wiping the blood from his face. He says, "Do you realize what that means? I'm only getting stronger." Gas is in for the time of his life. The more damage he does to Vegeta, the stronger he's gonna get. Can he risk doing more damage to Vegeta? Will Vegeta be the one to get the W in this fight? Will he actually be the victor? Or is something else going to happen? Are we gonna have Granola get healed and try and help them out when he turns 100% power? What questions were asked Zuno by Alec and the gang? And why is Alec so calm and collected? What do they know that we don't know? I hope you've all enjoyed this manga review. Please leave a like and a comment below if you have, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot. Thank you once again. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.